All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Today, we're going old school.
Ooh.
We're going to crack open a copy of Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Swartz.
Class.
It's a behemoth, right? It's a big book.
Yes, it is.
But I think it has a lot of really powerful stuff in it.
It does.
And so we're going to try to condense it into the,
Yep.
the essential elements here for you guys.
Yeah.
And really, the core of the book is all about this idea of consumer psychology, understanding how your customers think, what makes them tick, what are the desires and fears, and all of that, all the emotional stuff that really drives purchasing decisions.
Right.
And how understanding those things can really revolutionize your marketing approach.
Absolutely.
So to help us unpack all of this, we have an expert in the house who can help us break down these complex ideas and apply them to the world of 2024 marketing.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So
Good to be here.
so let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
I guess first and foremost, why is this book Breakthrough Advertising? Why is it considered such a groundbreaking work in advertising?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you're introducing it just now. It really is about psychology. And I think what Swartz does so brilliantly in Breakthrough Advertising is he emphasizes this deep understanding of the target audience that goes way beyond just basic demographics. It's not enough to know somebody's age or location, You need to understand their desires, their fears, their motivations.
So it's not enough to know, okay, this person is a, 30-year-old tech enthusiast living in San Francisco.
Right.
You need to know more.
Exactly. You need to go deeper than that. You need to understand what keeps them up at night. What are their aspirations?
Yeah.
What are they really looking for in life?
Okay, so give me an example. How would you apply that to a specific product?
Sure. So let's take the example of a weight loss product, right? Now, on the surface, you might think, okay, we're selling diet pills. We're selling a way for people to lose weight. But Swartz would argue you're not really selling the product itself.
Oh.
You're selling the transformation.
Okay.
You're selling the feeling of confidence, the feeling of fitting into that little black dress, turning heads at a reunion. You need to tap into those deep-seated desires and paint a picture of the dream, not just the features of the product.
So paint the picture of the outcome, not the thing itself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So how do you even figure out what those desires are? How do you know what people are really wanting?
A lot of it comes down to research and observation.
Yeah.
But Swartz provides this really helpful framework for understanding where customers are in their awareness journey.
Mm-hmm.
He calls them the 5 stages of awareness.
5 stages.
5 stages. And this is really crucial because the way you market to somebody who's completely unaware of a problem is going to be very different from how you market to somebody who knows they have a problem and is actively searching for a solution.
So walk me through those stages. What are the 5 stages?
Okay, so the first stage is unaware. Right. And this is where you have somebody who's just scrolling through their feed, they're going about their day, they're totally oblivious to a problem that they might have.
Okay.
And your job as a marketer at this stage is to grab their attention and introduce them to the problem in a compelling way.
So make them aware that they have a problem that they didn't
Exactly.
even realize they had.
Yes. And you think about the early days of the internet, those banner ads that were are you tired of dial-up?
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly, slow internet was a problem that everybody had to solve.
Right. Or back pain. I never thought about my back pain until I saw that ad for,
exactly,
the back brace.
Is this why I'm uncomfortable all the time?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you got unaware, they become aware of the problem.
Right.
What's next?
So the next stage is problem aware, right? And now they know they have the problem. And at this stage, your job is to position your product or service as the solution. You want to agitate that pain point a little bit and really emphasize the benefits of solving it.
Okay.
Then we move on to solution aware. So now they know that solutions exist, but they may not be aware of your specific product or service.
Okay.
So at this stage, you really need to differentiate yourself from the competition. You need to highlight what makes you unique, what makes you the best solution for their particular problem.
Okay, got it.
Then we have product aware. So now they know about your product, they know it exists, but they need that final push to convince them to buy.
Very.
So here you might use things like testimonials, case studies, money-back guarantees, anything to really overcome those last bits of hesitation.
Reduce the friction.
To buy it, reduce the friction. And then finally you have most aware. And these are your hottest prospects. They're ready to buy. They just need you to make it easy for them.
Yeah.
So, clear call to action, simple checkout process, all of that.
So you're saying that somebody who's like ready to buy, like they're on your website, they're on your checkout page.
Right.
You wouldn't want to hit them with like a bunch of problem-aware stuff.
No, you don't need to convince them they have a problem anymore. They know they have the problem. They're looking for the solution. Just make it easy for them to give you their money.
So this is really making me think about the world of like AI and algorithms and all of that. Like, how does all of this stuff from, Swartz wrote this back in the 60s.
Yeah.
How does this stuff still apply today in this like crazy,
Right.
World of hyper-personalized marketing?
That's a great question. And honestly, I think Schwartz's principles are even more relevant today in the age of AI, because AI allows us to really take this idea of personalization to the next level. Think about personalized ads. Right? AI is analyzing all of this user data to tailor messages to specific awareness stages.
So like if I'm browsing a bunch of websites about, running shoes,
Exactly.
I'm going to start seeing ads for running shoes.
Right. And it might even go a step further than that.
Right.
It might see that, you just signed up for a marathon, and then it'll start showing you ads for shoes that are specifically designed for marathon training.
Yeah.
It's that level of granularity that you can get with AI.
So it's not just like a generic, hey, buy these running shoes. It's like, hey, we know you're training for a marathon.
Exactly. It's about serving the right message at the right time.
Oh, wow.
And AI is also powering things like dynamic content creation. So, landing pages that can change based on your past behavior, creating this hyper-personalized experience. It's like Schwartz on steroids.
It's like breakthrough advertising times 1,000.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about some real-world examples. Like, Swartz is famous for his case studies, right? Like, are there any that really stand out to you as, like, really illustrating these principles in action?
One that always comes to mind is the headline for a dictionary.
A dictionary.
A dictionary? Yeah. Not the most exciting product in the world.
Right. How do you make a dictionary exciting?
Exactly. But they came up with this headline that boosted sales through the roof. And the headline was, "Why people who read this book average $5,000 more in salary."
What?
Pure genius.
Right. That's amazing.
They skipped over all the dry features of the dictionary. The number of words, the definitions. They went straight for the emotional jugular. They tapped into this desire for success and wealth.
So they didn't say, hey, this dictionary has all the words you need.
Yeah.
They said this dictionary will make you rich.
This dictionary will make you rich.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Okay, so as we wrap up here, like, what are some key takeaways that our listeners can, implement in their own marketing efforts?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that deep understanding of your customer. You really need to take the time to understand their psychology, their aspirations, their anxieties, their secret dreams, what language resonates with them.
Yeah.
And then once you have that understanding, you can start tailoring your message to their specific awareness stage.
Okay.
And I think it's important to remember that you're not selling a product. You're selling a transformation. You're selling a better version of themselves.
So don't sell me the drill.
Exactly.
The hole in the wall.
The perfect hole.
The perfectly sized hole.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different headlines, different visuals, and leverage those AI tools that we were talking about to really personalize your marketing and track your results.
It's like matchmaking. You got to find the right message for the right person at the right time.
Exactly.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I hope our listeners have too.
Me too.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up? Yeah, I would just leave the listeners with this little thought experiment.
Yeah.
As you go about your day today, pay attention to the marketing messages that you see everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Decode the message. What desire are they trying to tap into? What awareness stage are they targeting? And I think you'll start to see the world through a whole new lens.
That's a great idea. And, who knows, maybe you'll even craft a headline worthy of Eugene Swartz himself.
That's the goal.
All right, well, that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.